So in today's class, uh, we will learn about transient heat conduction, also known as unsteady state heat conduction. So till now, we have studied about steady state heat conduction, what it means. So the temperature and heat transfer will remain same with respect to time. So that is steady state. Temperature will remain same with respect to time. Okay, so only the temperature will vary with respect to position, but it remains constant with respect to time. That is steady state. Whereas unsteady state means the temperature parameter is going to vary with respect to time as well as with respect to position also. Okay, so that is about introduction of unsteady state heat conduction. Okay, so some examples of transient heat conductions are uh, quenching of billet in a oil. That is an example of unsteady state heat conduction where the temperature will continuously vary with respect to time. Even applications like boiler or heat exchanger, regenerators, etc. So before they attain steady state, initially it is going to undergo unsteady state heat conduction. Okay, so unsteady state means temperature will vary with respect to time as well as sometimes it may vary with respect to positions or may does not vary. It depends. Okay, so that is about introduction. Coming to the lumped system analysis. So what is lumped system analysis is, so in lumped system we will assume that solid possess very large thermal conductivity. Okay, solid possess very large thermal conductivity, so that the conduction resistance within the body is almost negligible when compared to convection resistance of the surrounding media. Okay, so heat transfer to the body or from the body to the surrounding medium is primarily controlled by the convection resistance. So, and this whole system behaves as a lump. That means the temperature gradients, okay, temperature gradients across the body or the temperature gradients within the body is almost negligible, or what I can say is temperature will remain almost constant inside the body at every position. At every position inside the body the temperature remains almost constant. That is lumped system analysis. For can take an example of copper. Okay, copper quenching in a oil bath. Okay, so heat will be transferred from the copper to the surrounding medium, that is oil bath, by conduction through the solid copper, inside the solid copper to the surface of the solid copper. Then the heat will be transferred from the surface of the copper to the surrounding medium, that is oil bath. So in this way heat will be transferred, and if you assume that if copper is having a very large thermal conductivity, okay, or if the copper is very small, okay, then the temperature gradients within that copper, okay, body will be almost negligible, or I can say here I have shown the temperature within that copper body, it almost remains same at every position within the body. So what I can say is if the thermal conductivity is very high, then this conduction resistance will be very small, okay, compared to the convective resistance, okay, and this whole copper body behaves as a lump. That means the temperature within the body of the copper remains same at every point within the body. So such an analysis is known as lumped system analysis. Such an analysis is known as lumped system analysis. Okay, so in lumped system analysis, as I said, the temperature gradients are negligible, or the temperature will remain same within the body, okay, at all the points within the body, and the temperature is only a function of time. The temperature is just function of time, whereas with respect to position, the temperature remains same across all the position inside the body. So such an analysis is known as lumped system analysis. Okay, here I have shown roast beef also. The temperatures are varying. This is not a lumped system because temperature across all the positions inside in the roast beef, it is varying. Here it is 40, 90, 110. This is not a lumped system. Lumped system analysis means across the body, the temperature should remain same. Okay, so let us try to derive temperature distribution in the lumped system analysis, and as well as heat transfer rate. Okay, now let us consider a solid body of any shape. Okay, it may be an arbitrary shape. Let m be the mass of the body, v is the volume, rho is the density, okay, c is the specific heat of this body, k is the thermal conductivity of this solid body, right? And let Ti is the initial temperature of this body. Ta is the ambient temperature or the surrounding temperature. And I have assumed that the initial temperature or Ti or the initial temperature of the body is greater than ambient temperature. That means heat will be transferred from this solid body to the surrounding medium. Okay, once again, we have considered a solid body of any arbitrary shape. Let m be the mass, v be the volume, rho is the density, Ti is the initial temperature of this body, as well as C, okay, is the specific heat of this body, K is the thermal conductivity of this body, and I have told you initial temperature of this solid body is greater than the surrounding temperature. Okay, that surrounding temperature I have taken as Ta, which is the ambient temperature. So since the temperature of this body is greater than surrounding temperature, heat will be transferred, okay, from the surrounding from the solid body into the surrounding medium. That is what I have assumed. Okay, so here H and Ta represents the heat transfer coefficient and ambient temperature. Okay, and this A represents the area, the surface area, total surface area of this solid body. Okay, so from the energy balance, whatever heat transfer from the body to the surrounding medium in the time interval dt should also be equal to decrease in internal energy of the body in time interval dt. Okay, correct now? So whatever the heat that has been transferred from the solid body, okay, to the surrounding medium, that should be equal to decrease in internal energy of this body. So what is the heat transfer from the body to the surrounding medium? It is governed by Newton's law of cooling. So it is H into area into temperature at any point of time minus Ta. Okay, so that should be equal to minus rho Vc dt by dt. So here the, okay, this arrow mark as they have shown like this. Okay, heat has been transferred to the body. Actually it should have been other way, that is from the solid body to the surrounding medium. Okay, this is wrong indication. From the solid body, heat will be transferred to the surrounding medium because we have taken the temperature of the solid body greater than the surrounding temperature. That is what I have written here. No, Ti is greater than Ta. Okay, so what is the heat transfer from the solid body to the surrounding medium? Okay, you can apply Newton's law of cooling, that is HA T. Okay, H represents heat transfer coefficient, A represents total surface area of this solid body, Tt, okay, that is temperature at any point of time minus the ambient temperature should be equal to, okay, this rho v represents mass. You know, no, density is mass by volume, so mass will be rho into v. Okay, so I have written negative sign because solid body is losing heat to the surrounding medium, so there is a decrease in temperature of the solid body, so I have written minus sign. Since there is a decrease in internal energy, I have written minus sign. So rho v represents mass, c represents specific heat of the body, and dt by t, okay, temperature gradient with respect to time, okay, or change in temperature with respect to time. Okay, now let us take that same thing what we have done in fins. Okay, let us assume that tt minus ta as theta. Okay, we can take it as theta. So this parameter, the difference of temperature will become theta rho vc, and dt by dt will become d theta by dt. Okay, next step, I have rearranged the above equation. What I have done, HA I have written as it is, dt I have taken to the left hand side, that is dt here, rho vc here again, negative sign is here left hand side, that is equal to d theta is here on the right hand side. I have written right hand d theta. This theta I have taken to the right hand side, it comes to the denominator, d theta by theta. Next, you can integrate on both the sides. Okay, so just integrate, or here also you integrate. Okay, when you integrate, integration of this is, okay, dx by x, it is like d integration of dx by x is what, log x, no? So integration of d theta by theta is ln theta. That should be equal to this, whatever HA by rho Vc is there, no? Okay, this this is completely, all the terms are constants. H is a constant, heat transfer, surface area is constant, density of the body is constant, volume is constant, specific heat of that body also remains constant. So only the parameter which is varying is time. Okay, dt, integration of dt is t plus, okay, when you integrate you have to add one constant, that is c1. Okay, understood, no? So how you got this? HA by rho Vc complete terms are constants. Only we have to integrate dt. When you integrate dt, it is t plus one more one constant that you know from mathematics. You have to add one constant when you do integration. Now at t equal to 0, that means at initial when time is 0, then the temperature will be equal to T will be equal to Ti, or theta. What will be theta? Okay, this temperature, okay, at any point of time, that is initial temperature will be Ti minus Ta should be equal to theta I. Understood? Once again, at time equal to 0, okay, so at the initial period, that means at when the time is 0, okay, that is at the initial condition, the temperature of this body will be what? Initial temperature of this body will be Ti, that is what here I have written, Ti. So theta will be, okay, this T theta, that will be Ti minus Ta equal to theta. Next, you apply this condition to this equation, so you are going to get what is C1. Now theta will become theta I, no? Okay, that should be equal to minus HA rho Vc I have written as it is. Time, what is time now? 0, should be equal to C1. So this term 0 into anything, it will be is 0. What will be C1 now? Minus ln theta I. Okay, this it is missing here, minus, this should have been minus ln theta I. Okay, just correct it. So C1 will be minus ln theta I. So substitute the value of C1, that is ln theta I. in this equation, that is ln theta minus HA by rho VC T plus C1. So when you substitute, okay, ln theta will be minus HAT by rho VC plus. So what is C1? It is actually, okay, so C1 will be actually ln theta. You know, this is completely 0. This term is 0. C1 is actually ln theta I. So this should have been theta I. Okay, small correction. Make it, okay, it's not minus, it is plus only, because this this whole term is 0. Okay, then C1 will be ln theta I. So ln theta you can write it here, where for this equation, okay, for C1 I am going to write ln theta I. Okay, this small corrections is you have to make it I. Next, okay, so ln theta, okay, you take this ln theta I to the left hand side, it will become log A minus log B. That is nothing but ln theta by theta I. Thus you know, no, log A minus log B is log A by B. When you take this ln theta I to the left hand side, so this will be ln theta by theta I. That should be equal to minus HAT by rho VC. So next, theta by theta I will be e to the power of minus HAT by rho VC. Also I can write exponential of minus HAT by rho VC. This is equation number 23. Okay, so you know what is theta? Theta is nothing but temperature at any point of time minus TA. What is theta I? It is Ti minus Ta. Okay, that should be equal to exponential of minus HAT by rho Vc. Okay, so this equation helps you to get the temperature at any point of time. Okay, suppose if they have given time, okay, so you can obtain what is the temperature for that particular time. Or sometimes they may give time, okay, they will ask you to find what is the temperature. So you can use this equation to find the temperature, or you can also find the time. Next, okay, so here left hand side I have written as it is exponential minus BT, here it is there. What is B here? HA by rho VC. HA by rho VC. Okay, this will be per second. If you just substitute the units, okay, H is watt per meter square Kelvin, area is meter square, rho is kg per meter cube, volume is meter cube, C is specific heat, joules per kg Kelvin. You substitute all these units, it will be per second. Okay, or the reciprocal of B is also known as time constant. Okay, time constant. So this figure actually shows temperature versus time for different values of B. What is B? It is given by HA by rho VC. Okay, the reciprocal of B is known as time constant. Okay, here it is a Ti, initial temperature, small t represents time. Okay, so if you see the temperature, initial temperature of the body is Ti, okay, it will reach the surrounding temperature exponentially. It is an exponential curve. Okay, and at the beginning, okay, the temperature increase will be faster, then it will become slow. Okay, later. Okay, so initially the temperature will increase faster, then it will become slow, and the curve is an exponential curve. And this there are three different curves. Okay, you can see here for different values of B. So when the value of B increases, the time taken by the body to reach the surrounding temperature will be reduced, or it will be short. Okay, and that means when the value of B increases, you can see here, no, the temperature. Okay, here this is the ambient temperature line, this is the initial temperature of the body. Okay, suppose the body is losing heat, or heating of the body. Okay, if the body is attaining the temperature Ta, okay, if you see for B1 curve, the time taken will be more when compared to B3 or B2 curve. So the B2 curve will take more time compared to B3. Okay, so this figure I obtained from Yunus book, heat and mass transfer. Next one, instantaneous heat transfer. Instantaneous heat transfer. So this how you got from this equation, that is uh, equation number 24. Okay, what is TT? What is TT? This is nothing but Ti minus Ti will go to the right hand side. Okay, it will become Ti minus T of exponential plus. Okay, minus Ti is here. When it comes to the right hand side is plus Ta. That is what I have written here. Okay, temperature at any point of time will be Ta plus Ti minus Ta exponential of minus HAT by rho Vc. And I have differentiated this expression with respect to time. Okay, first term, ambient temperature is a constant, so if you differentiate it will become 0, right? Okay, this is constant, then e to the power of minus HAT by rho Vc. So you know now how differentiation of e to the power of Ax is nothing but A e power Ax. So the same thing, okay, with negative sign minus HA by rho Vc, Ti minus Ta as it is, e to the power of minus HAT by rho Vc. Okay, I am differentiating with respect to what? Time, respect to small t. So you know differentiation of e to the power of Ax is A e to the power of Ax. Okay, so here A here is minus HA by rho Vc. Next, you know instantaneous heat transfer is also given by mass into specific heat into uh, uh, change in temperature with respect to time. So dt by dt, you have got this equation number 20, substitute in this. Okay, you are going to get this minus rho Vc. Okay, this dt by dt I have written as it is. Okay, so here rho Vc gets cancels. So minus is here, minus into minus plus HA, Ti minus T e to the power of minus HAT by rho Vc. So total heat transfer you can obtain using when you integrate from the start of the time, that is from 0 up to time t. So integrate the instantaneous heat transfer with respect to dt. Okay, just integration here we have done. Okay, completely mathematics. HA Ti minus Ta e to the power of minus HAT by rho Vc. Okay, when you integrate this also, you know HA Ti minus Ta is completely taken outside the integration. Okay, only you have to integrate this exponential term. So you know e to the integration of e to the power of Ax is nothing but e to the power of Ax by A. Same thing here, A means HA by rho Vc. Okay, there should have been negative sign here. Small negative sign is missing. Okay, here minus is there, no? So here also minus. So that is why here I have written minus. Okay. So this rho Vc goes to the numerator. So rho Vc Ti minus Ta. HA is here, HA is here. Both gets cancels. Okay. Both gets cancels. E to the power of HAT by rho Vc minus. Okay. So 0 to T. So first term I am putting T. Second term I am putting 0 for time. So this will be minus rho Vc Ti minus Ta e to the power of minus HAT by rho Vc minus 1. Okay, so here I have to add one minus sign. This minus sign is missing because e to the power of minus Ax, okay, is nothing but e to the power of minus Ax by minus A. Similarly, e to the power of minus HA T by rho Vc will be minus HA by rho Vc. Okay, so here minus, that is why minus is going to come here. Here HA is here, HA is here, both gets cancelled. The numerator HA, denominator HA gets cancelled. This rho Vc goes to the numerator. So you are going to get the equation number 28. Okay, this as it is e to the power of minus HAT by rho Vc minus, e to the power of 0 is what? 1. Next, so while solving numericals, how will you know whether it's a lumped system analysis or not? Okay, so it is actually based on Biot number. So first thing is we have to know what is characteristic length. Okay, it is given by volume by surface area. volume by total surface area. And also Biot number is given by H into LC by K. H means heat transfer coefficient of the surrounding media. LC is the characteristic length of the given body. K is the thermal conductivity of that body. So this I have modified like this. LC by K, I can write now LC by K divided by 1 by H is nothing but this HLC by K only. Correct now? So what I have done? Okay, LC by K divided by 1 by H. Okay, here what is this? LC by K. Okay, if you add A, LC by K is nothing but what? Here also 1 by HA. Okay, AA I have not written. If you have written, okay, this would have been conduction resistance, and this is convection resistance. Okay, so Biot number is given as a ratio of conduction resistance within the body to the convection resistance at the surface of the body. So if you I told you in lumped parameter analysis or lumped system analysis, the conduction resistance is very small or almost negligible, because thermal conductivity will be very high within the solid body. So when thermal conductivity is high, then only you can have the temperature same at all the points within the body. Temperature is independent of position. In lumped parameter analysis, temperature is independent of position. What do you mean by position? Okay, with respect at all the points within the body, the temperature remains same, or temperature gradients are negligible. There are no variation of temperature within the body. It almost remain same across all the position within the body. So if you want to meet that criteria, then conduction resistance has to be very small, okay, compared to convective resistance. Okay, suppose if the ideally I am speaking, if conduction resistance is almost 0, so the Biot number will be what? 0, no? 0 by anything is 0, so Biot number will be 0. Okay, then it is the lumped system analysis is exact. Okay, that means the lump system analysis is perfect. So but when the conduction resistance increases, then the value will increase from 0. So for greater than 0, okay, it is lumped system analysis of approximate. And you should know that this is very important. Okay, it is the lumped system analysis is accepted if the Biot number is less than or equal to 0.1. Okay, so if the Biot number is less than or equal to 0.1, okay, with a error of 5%, or that is a temperature within the body with an error of 5%, okay, we can assume lumped system analysis. So if Biot number is 0, means conduction resistance is 0. Okay, that means heat flow to the solid is primarily controlled by the convective resistance. Okay, then it is a lumped system analysis. The temperature remains same across all the positions within the block. Okay, thank you.